Hi, my name is Matt Rossier. Today I'm joined by Nancy Castle, Executive Director of SPR Consulting's testing practice. Welcome, Nancy, to our Testing Talk series.
Thanks, Matt. I'm glad to be here.
The HP World Quality Report states that 72% of CIOs would like to reduce the cost of their IT budget. With that said, however, 40% of that IT budget in 2016 is made up of testing. So Nancy, how can test automation reduce the cost of testing?
Absolutely, test automation can reduce the cost of testing if you do it right. A lot of times automation is considered a silver bullet. You go out there and buy a commercial automation tool, or you use an open source tool and magically you have your automation. But that really doesn't happen, and a lot of companies do try automation and they fail at it, and some very expensive tools become shopware. And that's because test automation is much more than a tool decision in order to be successful.
So what should be considered when first getting started with automation?
You really have to look at automation as an investment. And just like you would make any type of investment, like a personal investment, you need a really sound strategy to get your return on investment, or as it's called, an ROI. And to get that return on investment, you really have to understand your costs. And there is a difference between automation costs and manual testing costs. In fact, there's an inverse relationship. So I want you to picture in your mind a chart. And the chart's going to have an X on it, the two intersecting lines. And if you look at the left side of the chart, that's going to be the cost to prepare for testing. And the costs on the right-hand side of the chart are the costs for running tests over and over again. If you look at the left side, the cost for preparing for tests, you have the cost of doing manual test cases. And yes, it does cost, but it's not that bad as compared to the cost of doing an automated script, because you have the cost to write that script, to debug it, and add on to it the cost of doing an automation framework, buying a commercial tool if you buy a tool. So the costs keep on adding up, so your cost of preparing for automation is substantially higher than the cost of doing your manual test preparation. Now the direct opposite happens when it comes to the right-hand side of our X equation, and that's with running the test. So manual tests have to be run by people. It's very labor intensive. So the cost of running a manual test is substantially higher as compared to the cost of running an automated script. Because with an automated script, you can schedule it, it can run unattended in the middle of the night, nobody's involved, or you can build it into your automated build process, also running unattended. So the cost of running an automated script is substantially lower than doing the manual test execution.
So it sounds like there's an initial investment before you start seeing the reduced costs with automation. How long would you say it takes before you start seeing some savings?
Absolutely, there is that upfront investment. In fact, there's the point in time that you will see the cost of your automation is going to be exactly equal to your cost of your manual testing. And that's referred to as a break-even point. And the name of the game is to get as quickly as possible to this break-even point. So from that point forward, you're going to start seeing the savings of doing automation. And most companies typically, if they do automation right, and I always have to say doing it right, can get to that break-even point within the first year of their automation. And the trick here is you need to automate first those tests that you're going to run all the time. They can be part of your daily build process or part of a weekly regression test, your daily smoke test, because every time you run one of these automated scripts, it's paying back its initial cost, so that then you can start getting down your road to savings.
So you would agree that the first step in successful automation would be to start with a strong automation strategy?
Absolutely.
Well, Nancy, thank you for your insight.
Thank you.
For more information, you can watch out for our next test series or visit spr.com.